Mine sveinar heime ved og gjøy med det gulleballe, de andre seks på Heidingland og gjøy med det Jan I Kalle. Vi det ut av Franklandet med dyre.
All right, everybody, welcome to Paladin Warriors of Charlemagne. This is Bo from Blazing Blasters. We're going to play tonight with Samson, played by Walter Peck, and William, played by Sim, and Renier Legree, played by Ted, of course. Chapter 14, where we last left off. Our heroes had joined King Charlemagne upon an epic campaign to the northeast of Francia, striking a blow deep into Saxon territory, where after raiding villages and making their way towards the largest fortress of Saxony in Eresburg, they met the enemy on the field of battle and vanquished them, forcing them to retreat inside the fortress. And now, over the last few months, the fortress has been besieged. So we will go ahead and kick it off. You guys should be able to see that, right?
Yep.
Though the campaign against the Saxons had been successful, it had not been easy. This is December 14th, 774. Yes, there was the early victory upon the plains outside Eresburg, but then came the siege of the fortress itself. The castle, unlike any other in Saxon territory, its curtain walls and other formidable obstacles made it a tough nut to crack. But tougher still was the forest, for the surrounding environs are dark, menacing, and bristling with the enemy who resented King Charlemagne's presence, not to mention his desecration of their sacred tree, Irminsul. And so the siege continued. The supply lines of Francia held for a time, but then they dwindled. This was not unexpected, however, and the king's stewards made quick work of raiding, first nearby, then further, Saxon villages and towns, and soon the knights feasted on dried meats and stored wines, meant upon a time for Saxon mouths and stomachs. There were a few battles, too. Eresburg was large, and at times it was supposed a messenger escaped the siege. Once, even, a warlord by the name of Bjornfred made a mess of things and drew up for battle amidst the thickest of fir trees to the south of Charlemagne's position. It was only by the grace of God that Francia was victorious. For it was said thereafter that Oriflamme shone beneath cloudy October skies like the sword of the Archangel Michael himself, and his men rallied. Bjornfred's pagan head now sits upon a pike outside the war bishop's tent. But now winter has set in. There are no more villages to raid. The construction of siege equipment continues, but the soldiers are becoming wary. Whispers of inaction can be heard among the tents, and the king himself has gathered a council to determine the shape of things going forward. So the king and his advisors are in a tent, and the three of you are with your units most likely, but also likely have been summoned to this council along with Duke Thierry of Ardon. And I'll let you guys take it away.
Samson had spent his time recovering from the few injuries he had sustained during the battle. He had also spent time helping his soldiers divide the loot and care for the wounded from the combat. He had spent his time with his friends William and Renier, as well as advising the Duke when able. He had offered to lead any sortie into the surrounding area to raid for supplies, and as time passed, he began to grow bored and restless, much like other people, but he knew the idle hands were the devil's plaything and kept his men as busy as possible with both menial labor of digging trenches and fortifications and practicing swordplay and throughout the day.
Yeah, Rene is similar. He gets bored quite easily, sitting here not doing anything. Although he understands why they are here and what they are doing in a siege like this, he wonders how long the Saxons can actually hold out, and if they can just starve them out. But with the winter approaching, he wonders if they are too far away from home and they'll be the ones forced to make a move first. He doesn't begin to tell the king or anyone else what to do, but he is growing idly bored, but doesn't say anything to anyone except his friends, which he complains to quite often.
Yeah, William, as well as helping around the camp with the sword play and helping the Duke as well, gets tired of Renier complaining all the time and leads hunting parties out to make sure they don't starve to death for the camp and helps them along while he waiting for the final battle that may or may not happen, as it seems, since it slowed down and we're in for a long winter siege. But he also stares at the poetry of Gislinda and wants to be able to read it and understand it, but he can't, so he just has some joy of knowing that it is something of hers that he has. So he fawns over it during the day and the nights.
Why don't you give yourself a languages roll? You only have one in it.
You can do it.
This is you poring over her sweet prose by candlelight as the snow of early December whips around the outside of your tent.
Oh, I get a bonus. It's courtly, right?
It is.
I gotta see what my glory is. So is it 1 point for every 1,000 or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure she's talking junk to you.
So give yourself a check mark there, son.
Why?
Why? He fumbled.
Oh, it's a fumble. I got mixed up. A four would hit it.
William leans over to Renier. Who I do think Gislinda is using the dirty speaking these words. I am so hot and bothered. I think that words means something provocative.
He looks at the paper and looks at Samson. Are you okay, my friend?
Do you not smell it? It's like the perfume of an angel on this word here.
He looks down at it, the gobbledygook. If you say so, I will leave your tent if you would like to be alone with God and your words.
No, there is no time for that. We must be alert and aware and strong. But
men say that it saps your strength, but I think not. I am still alive, and I have fathered many children, and I intend to father some more when I get back home. But this freezing cold is bothering me quite bad. My balls are cold, my feet are cold, my neck is cold, my ears are cold, my nose are cold. I want this to be over. Fighting is for the summer and spring and fall, but not the winter.
see, maybe if your wife gave you a book of poetry, Hot, steamy poetry.
She did at one time. Do you not remember? You immobilized me with clubbing me in the head.
I do believe you ran into my lance.
Yes, well, there was poetry sent to me. Do not think you're the only one who has gotten naughty poetry, my friend. I'm sure this is not even what it says. It probably says something like, oh, something about you worshipping God and being a good knight. But I do not think she would send such things to you, or to anyone. She is too much of a prude.
I think not. I think this one is steamy.
I believe she is a little too chaste for something of that type. Do you not think, Renier?
I believe our friend here has been sickened by this foul air of Saxony.
Oh, too true. I believe the only thing that eclipses Giselinda's beauty is her chastity and rather coolness to Sir William, huh?
Now. The good ones are worth their weight. Isn't that what they say?
I do not know that Samson would agree with you. He is already on his second attempt to be married. There was no waiting for him.
If King offers you the sister as a bride, or someone to take care of as she visits Francia, who am I to deny his grace's request?
What
If you
is-
say so.
What is his kingdom's name again? Wessex?
No, you're mispronouncing it. This is Wessex.
Why do they call it Wessex?
Englishman, who knows?
Do you think someone can convince the king that we should go home?
Oh, the king will not turn at this moment of triumph. He will not allow a great victory to peter out like this as we sit around this castle waiting for it to fall. It will require us to do something bold and daring if we do not want to have this last through the whole winter.
Oh, I need to be home under the blankets.
Well, maybe if you go up and challenge the war leader of the Saxons, you could kill him and we could go home.
I am a lover, not a fighter.
Well, it worked for me with Dreamwolf if it did not work for you two, but I am a leader more than a fighter. Men like you can go try and draw them out.
Men like me? No, I do not think so. Perhaps William would wish to do this. He has God on his side.
It is close to Christmas. Perhaps on the holy day we can pray at a local church, or some sort of priest or the archbishop can bless us, and we can challenge them on the most holy of days.
Yes, and then I can see if I am back in God's favor. I mean, the Lord has been humbling me as of sort.
It is probably because you think this letter is steamy. And I know what steamy letters get you. It gets you sticky pants.
That will be bad when winter comes and it is cold and your pants are sticky. It will stick to all kinds of things that you do not want them frozen to.
Yes, this is true. This is why I wish not to be alone in the tent. I'll have to put this book away before it tempts me.
Very good. I have the motivation of the king's sister staying back at my castle of Beaumont. That is the motivation that I require to get back to her and continue getting to know her better.
I wish there was some fancy women here that I could talk to. Not camp followers, that is much beneath me now.
In hindsight, you should have brought your new bride, should you not have?
She had just given birth.
Ah, too true. You do not want her to walk when she is weakened after a birth.
She did well, and unlike my companion, Elsa the maid, I did not know if I told you, but she perished in childbirth.
And the child?
Oh, healthy.
Well then, it is both my sorrow and gratitude and good fortune I give you.
Yes, it is quite a blessing to have a healthy child. Although I lack some of my own, it is still nice to hear of my friends having theirs.
I have several, as you all know.
Yes, you have far outpaced me in this regard. I only have 3 natural sons from my Susanna of the Fields back in Verdun.
Well, Elisa was a good woman. She gave me 5 children.
Yes.
A most blessed woman. To be
Yes.
fruitful and multiply.
That is the purpose. For I say, once I do get married, I shall have a lot of kids, hopefully.
Depends who your wife is. If Gislinda is as cold as these hills, then perhaps you will not, my friend. I think you should at least consider someone else, perhaps. We could find you someone.
The more hotter fought the battle is, the sweeter the victory. All you have to do is keep the fire stoked.
Please do not give me advice on such things.
That's more my outlook than advice. For my advice was never heeded. Except for when you prayed to God at the well, and he kills your face with pox.
Well, I am quite a servant of the Lord in killing demons. I do not know that I needed your advice to seek that place out, but I do appreciate you being there with me.
Can each of you roll stewardship just for flavor when you get time? Though the supplies are running low and winter is upon you, you don't see how Charlemagne's leadership could have done any better. But there's always, chances for wonderful management or mismanagement of your own retinues among the tent city here. So I want to see how you guys do. So success.
Do I check that?
Fail. Yep.
Oof.
Walter.
Get them bad rolls out of the way early.
Yeah.
So, that's a fail. So we'll say that a lot of Sim's retinue have come down with the siege belly, and Walter Peck, unfortunately, there's maybe been several deaths in your retinue of footmen and whatnot. Perhaps I don't know, some other sort of disease spread through, and so the two of you might be especially kind of keen to get this over with, while Tet, your troops are well fed, no scurvy or anything like that. You plan properly. So night falls, and outside of the king's tent, you already hear kind of voices talking in hushed whispers about what's going on as you kind of enter the tent. Duke Thierry and the Archbishop, the King, and several other advisors and a few of the Paladins kind of turn to the three of you. Duke Thierry turns and says, "Sirs, Sirs William, Samson, and Renier. It is kind of you to join us. How are your troops holding out? I have heard tales of a disease in your camp, Samson. Pray tell you did not bring it into this tent. We cannot afford such a thing. The winter grows cold, and the days are not as long as they once were. It is said that disease killed many an army before the enemy did.
Samson bows his head to the Duke and the other people of higher station. My Duke, it is true that a sickness of some kind is spreading through my camp. However, I am still fit, as I am well fed and warmed at night. However, as the siege progresses, my men are getting weaker.
Yes, it's not just his camp. My men is awful. So, got the case of the siege belly, I guess it's called. But so far my men are holding out good.
Yes, this is, as I've mentioned, your majesty, my concern. Even the most steadfast of men, to put them through a northern winter away from their families and fields, and then starve them on top of that, facing death whenever we do assault the walls. Well, it tries most men's souls. And the souls of all present here in this tent, enjoying the comfort of this flickering fire, I have no doubt about. But think of the man who is away from his own hearth. Do you not think that perhaps he is thinking twice? As I said, my king, it will be another month until we have enough siege equipment to assault the walls with a sure chance of victory. And the king kind of looks concerned. And the king turns to the three of you. What are your suggestions? Your retinues are among the largest here. I feel myself blessed with their aid in military arms and with the strength of men to assault these walls. But are they losing faith? Have you heard whispers, as the Duke has?
My men are ready to fight, my lord, but I do not believe they are losing faith. I just believe they are thinking about their families and the harvest, and that they want this to end. And there was a great battle won by us all, and I believe that they think they can carry that to the attack on the walls if need be.
Yes, it seems to be that there's more chomping at the bit more than giving up hope, I should say.
One cannot give up hope when they have the favor of God, as was evidenced in the battle.
Yes, this is true. I feel the men feel like that's just an easy battle, that they want to get to it and go home.
Renier just shrugs. He doesn't seem like he has really any advice. He simply just says, men are impatient to get this over with so they can go home. The longer we stay here, certainly they will despair more and more, regardless of how much there is to gain. How long do we think the Saxons can hold out for food?
Duke Tyrion, the advisors start to pour over sheets of parchment that are laid over a heavy, dark wooden table. It's night outside, and candles kind of illuminate the corners of the tent. And as they start to do calculations, both in their head and using the help of an abacus, a soldier brings in a rather ragged-looking man and shoves him towards the archbishop. Turpin! Turpin! Here is the scurvy dog that I told you about. This man here. And he's like kind of has his hands tied behind his back, and a trickle of blood runs from the right side of his mouth. This man was caught hoarding rations. His own unit is well fed, while others go hungry. Double and triple rations were found, buried in a hole beneath his tent. like he's some sort of. He kind of takes his right hand and backhand the guy across the face. Crack! Some sort of hoarding goblin. And Turpin's like immediately removes his sword and says, "On your knees, soldier." And the captive kind of falls to his knees. "A case in point, my king." And he looks at Renier and Samson and William. "Have you had similar deserters in your own retinues? How would you treat them? Should I send him to our lord?"
I do not know that he would go to our lord if he is executed for such a crime. I would give him a chance to redeem himself. Perhaps send him to the castle and see if he can sneak into the castle and open the front gate. The worst that can happen is he dies.
I don't think executing the men would be worthwhile. We can't win a war if we kill our own men for feeding themselves. As much of it is to be holding out. I do agree, though. He has to serve some purpose, whether it's some time in the stocks or some other sort.
Greed is a sin, my grace, but as a Christian, we are to be merciful to other Christians. Perhaps he can earn an attempt at redemption by being one of the first over the walls if we choose to take the fortress by force.
The archbishop kind of takes his blade and places it beneath the man's chin. The blood kind of runs down his face and pools on the blade before dripping onto the ground. Does anybody? Let me see. Nobody's like vengeful or anything, are you?
Ooh.
I don't think so for me.
No, you're kind of. You're 14.
I'm vengeful.
I'm pretty vengeful, but I don't know that would really piss me off. I mean,
No, well, it depends what aspect are you looking for.
I'm 13 on vengeful, so not like super vengeful. Like it can.
No. You only have to roll if I think you're 16 or over.
But what are we being vengeful about?
Whether you
And
just
Steve
kill him.
Hoarding.
I just say
Cool.
send him to the
Cool.
castle. Let him try to prove himself. Like, it would be execution probably, but give him a chance to do something positive.
I'm just trying to give you guys chances to get some check marks and things.
Yeah, I mean, William.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to roll to get the check marks on the personality traits, though. So.
My thing is, William wouldn't matter either way if he killed them or not. It's not one of his men, so he wouldn't be vengeful about it.
Yeah, it sounds like all of you are doing just something like they all sound like just punishments. So why don't you guys all give yourself a check mark in just. Yeah, the archbishop kind of then sheathes his sword. Shing! He says, "On your feet, soldier." And he spins him around and unties his hands and says, "Very well. You will escape this night with your life. But when the attack comes, you'll find yourself first over the wall. A chance to redeem yourself in the face of both our king and our Lord in heaven. And I dare say that," and then his sentence is immediately cut off, and you guys hear something like flying through the air, and through the opening of the tent comes like a small axe, and it just buries itself in the captain's back. And his blood splatters all over all three of you, and he kind of falls down, face first in the snow. And that's when you hear kind of from outside the cries of battle go out. You hear somebody says, "Raiders! Raiders in the night! Protect the king! Protect the king!" And if you poke your head outside, you just see Saxons streaming out of the woods kind of onto your camp. Some of them their chests painted hideous hues of blue and purple in the moonlight.
Have they no sense of honor to attack during the night as Samson draws his sword? Protect the king and repel the disgusting heathens.
No matter. Scum attacks. Pulls out his sword. For the king!
Yeah, Renier just has his spear next to him and leans on it and kind of sighs.
Yeah, the archbishop kind of like, again, unsheathes his sword and says, "No sooner did I sheath my steel than it is called again for duty. King with us! For Charlemagne!" And King Charlemagne draws his own sword and kind of goes out into the fray. He lifts oriflamme above his head, and it is almost as if it gleams in the night, kind of flame running along its length. And he kind of shouts, "The heathen cowards know that their time of death is drawing near. They have become desperate. Soldiers, to me! Knights of Francia, to me! Let's send the heads of these cowards back over the walls after we're done with them. Let their women mourn, and their sons view the lost fathers' grimaces in death." And like one of the Saxons kind of screams towards him, "Ah!" Charlemagne just, with one swoop, just beheads the guy. "To me! To me!" And there you go.
Samson charges along with King Charlemagne. Spill the blood of the Saxon men.
I mean, don't pay attention to these names. I'm doing the little trick where you change them, then change them back. And that way they won't be linked. Saxon.
My night's sweet.
Man, William didn't have time for prayer or nothing.
It's a failure prayer.
Time to lift these bastards!
Who wants to go first?
Left or right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Sword. Ah!
Oh no.
Oh!
Oof.
How's it possible?
23.
Oh man.
Man,
three
look at those
sixes, too.
sixes.
Yikes.
Yikes.
If this was H&8, they'd be exploded.
Hold on. I gotta get my bearings here. Shield is normally 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is 1 damage. Shield soaked to 3.
How's that 1 damage?
Because I have 16 chainmail and 6 shield.
Chainmail's 10, bro.
No, it's reinforced. It's reinforced.
Oh,
chainmail.
that's 12.
It's 12.
Reinforced is 12.
I don't know why it says 16 on my sheet. Okay.
Is that with shield?
No, shield it would be 18 total. Then, so 5 damage.
It's probably not enough to cause you to do anything, so.
I
Alright.
need to. Do I need to roll dex or get knocked down?
I don't think so. What's your,
Oh no, it's the total. It's not the soaked, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's total, not
So I'm
soaked.
knocked down.
Oh, knocked down. What does that look like?
What kind of weapons he got?
It's a sword. They all have swords.
Yeah, he just kind of. Renier comes out of the tent and it's just not ready, and the guy kind of barrels into him, swings his sword, he brings up his shield, and kind of gets knocked back on his butt.
Samson.
Samson.
There you go.
Samson, as he follows Renier out the tent or pavilion, sees Saxon screaming his pagan slogans, comes charging at him. He deflects the sword strike with his shield and riposte with a stab to his midsection, causing a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. 6, 12. Let's see here. He'll have to make a... that's going to hurt him bad. Let's see if he goes down. He's going to be at a -10 too now. Yeah, let's make his dex. Right, got it. These guys never go down. Tell me what it looks like.
The sword pierces deep into a weakness in the man's armor, and blood kind of instantly comes spurting out as he withdraws the sword. The man staggers back, falls to a knee for a moment, but manages through his blind rage and hatred of good Christian men to stand himself back up in what will assuredly be a killing blow soon to come.
Duke Thierry is kind of backing back to you, Samson, and as you do that too, another Saxon falls to his death and disemboweled, like with his own bowels in his own hand. And Duke Thierry kind of flings the blood off of his sword. William.
Fuck.
Bros.
Gross.
Maybe they'll miss.
No, regular hit. No, that was William's damage. Sorry, clicked on the wrong thing. 23.
Chainmail is 10, right?
Regular chainmail.
Yeah, and then so with the shield 6, so
No,
16.
you missed. You didn't even hit.
Oh yeah.
We'll give it to you because we did Renier.
You don't
Yeah,
get,
you
you don't
missed
get
it.
your shield if you
Miss.
No.
oh,
No.
well here I can just take it off.
Yeah, that don't matter. So it's 13.
So my shield wouldn't even be busted though, right?
That's a good question.
Well, if you didn't use the shield, it wouldn't be busted.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm at 18 then. What is that? I'm sure I'm 3/4 down. Not half, but
How bad you get hit? You don't have to roll dex.
I took
10 damage.
13, right? Oh, 10 damage. No, it would be 13.
Oh, yeah.
I soaked 10. And my dex would be knocked down, right, is 17.
Just go
Yep.
roll it.
I gotta roll it at 17.
Yeah, because it's before you get soaked. It's before it soaks.
Ah, gotcha.
So you stay up.
Wrong one. Size.
Shit.
Well, his dex is,
Yep.
take the roll
Oh
with
yeah,
his
yeah.
dex.
What's your?
It's still 11,
Okay,
yeah.
you're
You're
good.
good.
All right. Give yourselves 10 glory each for being with the king, and 5 glory for the round of battle.
You gonna do that, or do you want us to do it?
I'll do it. Sorry. Glory. So that's what, 15 apiece?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're back to Renier. Yeah, you see Charlemagne like really holding his own. The problem is nobody's really mounted, and these guys just kind of came on you unawares from the forest somehow.
So me being down, what is that negative for a
-5.
Can I stand and attack? What happens if I do that?
I think you can stand.
So the quarter thing is covered up on my sheet. What the hell is it? What's the penalty when you get a quarter?
-5.
Oh, 3/4. And what the fuck is that box about 3/4?
I think it's that's the one you're supposed to click. I'm pretty sure. Because
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just weird.
If you hover
Stand.
over it, it says 3/4.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because once you get to a quarter, it's unconscious, so it don't matter.
Let me see. Let me look up a stand attack.
Can I
Makes sense.
impassion myself, love Charlemagne? Might as well try.
Just hold out until I can help.
Well, I'm gonna have at least a -5 from being hurt.
Plus
Yeah.
10 for full defense.
Yeah, if I want to do that, yeah, which I might.
Hang on a second here.
Yes, we should have been able to passion ourselves.
There is one here.
I'd been rolling pretty good if we were impassioned.
Balance. Knockdown, blah blah blah. If the damage received. Combined actions. Stand.
Or is that all I can do?
No, there is a rule for it. I remember reading it. Balance. Actions in melee.
What are you talking about? The standing and swinging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a penalty for it.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is.
Oh.
Arm or rearm while fighting, suffering a reflexive modifier +5, -5. Getting to your feet. If the character's attacked before getting to his feet after falling down, he and his opponent receive a -5 +5.
So -5 +5 is what we're looking at.
Yeah, and then you'll be up. Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Can I stand and fight
Fight
defensively?
defensively?
Yeah, so I'll be at 0,
yeah.
right? I think. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
And he'll be at +5.
Yep.
Nice.
Phew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah. So Renier gets up to his feet and he just curses, and the guy swings his sword at Renier as he gets up. He kind of comes up under the blow and takes his shield and whacks his wrist with it, and kind of then leans into him and pushes him back. He's like just
pushes
kind of
back.
mumbling and cursing to himself.
He starts speaking in a language you know not of. All right. And here's... Oh!
Of course. Okay.
Probably going to get him.
Let's kill him off. Oh my goodness.
6. So he'd only take 2? Oh,
Well, he took
man.
3. He took 3 shield damage last time, so it reduces that at least. Or is that factoring it in?
No. He took 3 shield damage. That would only take 3 off. So we take 9, 5. He'd still have 4 left, but he'd drop unconscious. That didn't kill him, but he goes unconscious. So 5 glory. Tell me what that looks like.
Again, they trade blows, and Samson slices him across the arm. And while that blow wouldn't have killed him, just the amount of blood being pumped out of his chest wound from the adrenaline causes him to stagger from blood loss, and then he falls to the ground, Samson quickly finishing him off before running to the aid of his friends.
William. Oh, he misses.
All right. Talking my language now. I got a -5.
Oh,
All right.
Nice.
No.
So feeling the sting of the last guy, of the last blow, William prepares himself a little better and sees the man telegraph his hit, and William's able to evade and stick him.
He's at a -10 now.
Yes.
Actually, let me see. Nine. Quarter hit point? No, he's not to a quarter. Not to quarter. What it looks like as you kind of get back on your game and get this guy.
Yeah, as he sticks him, it telegraphs his move, William picks up on it and parries the man's strike. And William's able to capitalize on it, and he sticks him kind of underneath the armpit, but doesn't get as deep as he wanted. Pulls him back, and expecting the man to fall, he doesn't. Well, expect him to die, and he doesn't. I don't know if he falls or not.
Another round.
Does Saxon man have to roll dex?
Oh yeah, he should, right?
Or is that only on horses?
No, he can still get knocked down.
All right. Finally.
Down he goes.
And William smiles.
Renier is up. Just real quick though. Let me see what this does. Boom. Yeah, goes well. You see the battlefield around you. Almost all the Saxons are like falling to the snow with dark pools spreading beneath them. Look like a black ink in the silver moonlight.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Four. Okay.
Oh boy.
That ain't good.
Oh,
That's all soaked.
Luck.
three ones. So he presses it back in upon you, Renier. All of his blows just like fall on your armor. Maybe like pushed him off balance during his last.
Yeah.
During the last.
Yeah, he just
attack.
kind of goes into a shell behind his shield and just parries it all with him.
Samson.
Runs to the aid of Renier as William is overbearing the one he's with, and he sees Renier is getting the worst of it, so he comes in to assist his friend.
Does not beat an 11. I forget how we were doing double teaming. He obviously wouldn't be able to attack you.
I'd have to look, but I feel like if he wants... I don't know. I don't want to say that. I was going to say he has to split his dice, but I feel like I'm wrong.
Let's see what it says. I think I saw
Multiple
some.
combat modifiers. Special rules. Here you go. Combat multiple opponents. Defenders. A knight with a sword 16 fighting against 2 foes on foot could divide his skills into 10 and 6. They have to divide them. I'll just let you get them. That's fine. So 21. So in the future, we probably should declare who we're going for before the turn.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? So we can divide them up. So 21. So 21, 6. It'd be a partial success. So 12 would be soaked. Be 11. It'd be 11. It'd be 9. Wait, hang on, let me see what his shield is. 6. Was his shield damaged yet? I don't think it was it?
Against me, no.
Yeah, it'd be 9.
Now, does he have to do a dex check?
Yep.
Which he'll pass because it's against me. That's fine.
He's at -5. And William.
Oh,
Finish him.
Let's hope so. I think my saving grace is that you're rolling it at -10.
15.
15.
Because he's on the ground.
Oh, that's right. Should I have an advantage on that?
You
That
should
don't
have
matter.
+5.
Still roll a 2.
Wouldn't matter, yeah.
Yeah. What?
Damn, he almost...
I don't know if I guess we just have so many negatives that takes you.
I mean, he'd be zeroed out.
You'd be zeroed out, right? Yeah.
So,
All right, how's it look like as you finish him?
yeah, so as William walks over, this is the price you paid for being a heathen. The Lord may speak, I am his messenger, and you shall meet him. Then you shall be judged. And William just kind of stands over him and impales him with the sword. Just pushes in deep.
That's what she said. Renier, I'm gonna let you just finish this guy off. You don't have to roll for it as this battle winds down.
Yeah, the guy turns to look at Samson, and Renier just stabs him in the back. Doesn't even think twice about it.
So as you look up, Archbishop Turpin and the king and Thierry are kind of back to back. The king is like marred with the blood of his enemies, and several bodies stand at his feet. And he kind of shouts out, "Oriflamme! Oriflamme has won this night. It is an omen. Hear me, Saxons that may be upon the walls of yonder castle. Hear me, and know that your day is coming. And death will come to you, no doubt." You guys kind of roleplay, it looks like, as you're kind of like the battle's kind of wearing down, and maybe there's like some wounded men still on the ground, and they kind of bleed out into the snow, cursing you in their native tongue.
See, now William will make full use of his vengeful trait and show them mercy by a quick death. Go around sticking the survivors.
Yeah, Rene is irritated that he's been injured. He's just cursing, and if he finds anybody alive, he just stabs them with a spear.
Give yourself a check in vengeful there, William and Renier. What does Samson do?
Samson, as the battle is ended, as Charlemagne is leading a counterattack against the raid, he doesn't go to stabbing those wounded. He goes to his encampment to ensure that they fared well against the attack, and perhaps directing the medics of the camp to the wounded, or creating a casualty collection point, to use a modern term, to see the good Christians' knight cared for, and shoring up the defenses to make sure no second attempt is made.
The night kind of wears on, and probably like 1 a.m, there's a kind of tent towards the middle of the camp that has a lot of the wounded there. One of the Sneargens is kind of going around doing what he can for many of the men, kind of patching them up. King Charlemagne is in his tent, can be heard kind of yelling at the top of his lungs. I want to know how this could happen. Find any survivors, interrogate them. And you see like several messengers kind of like leave his tent.
Upon the mention of that, Samson will follow the order to look for anyone that survived the purge from William and Renier, and make sure they're well enough for questioning. And then he has his own plans for them later on.
Yeah, Rene heads over
Unless
to the
they roll a
surgeon.
20.
I think we can do a first aid check to see if we can patch you up
Sure.
a little bit. Samson, give me a
He's busy killing Saxons, and the guys are rounding him up.
I'm not killing them. That's me going to be torturing them later.
yeah. Give me an awareness.
Yay.
Got it. You see somebody leaving a trail behind him, crawling through the snow as the sun rises in the east. It crests over the evergreen forest, and you see this trail of crimson kind of trailing off into the snow, and then right at the first line of trees, you see this guy here, kind of crawling. There's a huge gash in his left leg. It looks like his Achilles has been severed, and he has a big, like his calf is just laid open. He can't really walk. He kind of turns to you like, "Oh, no, please, leave me be."
As Samson follows the trail of blood, perhaps with a couple of his men-at-arms, he sees the Saxon in vain as he tries to escape. Samson, in his armor, kind of walks up slowly, sword drawn at the ready in case he tries something. With his left foot, maybe steps on the remains of his left calf to elicit, a howl of pain and a bit of pleasure for himself at the wounded foe. Unfortunately for you, you are now under the care, we shall say, of Sir Samson of Verdun. You
Give
too.
yourself a point and cruel.
A point? Okay, we'll do.
Not a point, or a check. I'm sorry.
Check, okay.
Check, yeah.
You too. Tie him up and take him back to the camp.
It turns over, and amazingly, he speaks, I don't know, whatever, French. He turns over to you. "No! My name is Bournemouth. I can help you. Do not kill me. You gotta kill me. I can't be of use. And your men start to tie him up. My leg! My leg! I'll wash the leg!
Ha, you say you can be of use? Tell me how. How could you be of use, you filthy heathen?
To tell you the truth, I fight here against my will. Every night, for the past 3 months, I look down from yonder walls. He actually looks up to the castle, and might strike you odd that he says he's from the castle. And I look down from yonder parapets, and I see the strength arrayed before us, the strength that flies under the banner of one God. And I wonder what might this lord of yours must bring you. I can help you. I can help you.
Help us, you say? As kind of Samson thinks about it.
Please spare my life. I will worship your Lord. Mine and mine wife, and my 3 sons. We will worship your God.
Those that do worship the Lord do deserve his mercy. However, how can I trust the word of a Saxon?
I was born here, just as you were born south of here. It is not my lot. Our gods may say it is the fate that all men have woven ere they are born. But I know that your God also preaches forgiveness. What did you say your name was, Samson?
Sir Samson of Verdun.
Sir Samson, if I may deign to bow before thee, though I fear my leg does not allow me to pay the respects that I wish. Oh! He kind of bends forward, and now you see that blood's also coming from his mouth. Like the right side of his right lower lip is just gashed all the way down to his mandible.
You tell me, if you were up on the walls looking down on us, seeing the great army before you. We have eyes on the gates. We saw no one come out to raid. Are you saying there's some other way into the castle unknown to us?
Yes, I am saying this. There is tunnel beneath the grounds into the forest. It is a secret way, only known to a few.
Tell me, what is the name of your wife and children?
The name of my wife is... Saxon name, Jen.
Stand by, generator. Female name number 3.
Dreamwolf
Write
2.
it down, because I ain't. Let's see here. Female. Her name is Stanfleda. Stanfleda. Her name is Stanfleda. She is a buxom woman with golden hair. She has borne me 3 children as well. You spare her?
He rattles
show
off.
her mercy?
He rattles off the 3 boys' names who I don't want to hear, and I'm gonna roll, if you want me to, hate Saxons and love God, and whoever gets closest, it's gonna have how I go on this one.
Stanfleda.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker! Now, his hatred of the Saxon runs deep. He will tell everyone and anyone about it, whether they want to hear it or not. However, his hatred for the Saxons is surpassed only by a few things. One of them, today, his love of God and those willing to follow the Christian faith. And for a moment, his hatred subsides, and he leans down looking at the leg. I will tell you what, I will get your leg treated. You would show me where this tunnel is so I can take that to my lord and king. And I promise you that your wife and your children will have a chance to convert to Christianity and serve me and my house. That is the offer I give to you.
He kind of looks at you and thinks for a moment. Yes, indeed, your God must be great and merciful. Rockwolf will be ever at your service, Sir Samson. Henceforth, Brockwolf the Lame.
I would find a need for you, Brockwolf. And kind of like the saying of that Saxon name annoys him, but he is doing this for his lord and savior. And with that, has his men-at-arms helps him, this Brockwolf, to his encampment to treat the injuries, and then he himself will be sure to relay the opening of this tunnel to the Duke and King.
There's a screen wipe, and while this is happening, back at the camp, Renier and William, kind of in the medical tent, with all the other wounded. There's some wailing that fills the air, and you hear what sounds like some sort of fall as a man screams as his leg is removed by one of the quote-unquote doctors. And you guys fill into the tent. There are many wounded there. There are bodies outside as well.
Yeah, Renier just kind of grumbles as he walks in slowly. I hate this. Another scar for my beautiful wife.
We'll let you guys role play this how it goes. But here's the first aid for Renier. He only has 11?
That's some doctor.
Jesus, I probably should wrap your wound eventually at that rate.
Let me see.
Would you like me to spit on it, Renier?
I think I was clicked on the wrong thing. He has 16. He has chirurgery 15 and first aid 16. Well, who has 11? I must have been clicked on something else. Hang on a second. Let me try something real quick. I must have been clicked on the wrong person.
Well, I see, so it's a success.
So either way, yeah, it's a success.
How much do I get? That's the question.
Regaining hit points, natural healing weight. First aid skill, let's regain a few hit points immediately. Oh, I have to read what's for the skill. First aid. First aid, here we go. Each use of first aid for light wound takes several minutes. Characters. Does it not give you? Here we go. First aid. Regular success. 1d3. That's not great.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You got this.
Yeah.
2.
That doesn't help enough to get me above, at least I don't think so. 3, 4.
Here's the one for Sim's character. Next.
Fuck ever.
You don't even get 2.
No,
You
I
get
get
nothing.
shit.
At least this time we can impassion ourselves before we go in.
Neither of yours were big enough to give you wounds, were they?
No.
No. I'm just 13, so almost 7 points away from being out of a quarter.
Yeah, I'm 0.25 below a quarter, so or 3/4, I should say. Oh. I still have a -5. Syndactard.
William will look at Renier. I feel like that doctor was not as good as it should have been.
He grumbles as he's like looking at his side that's been bandaged up and the blood's just like seeping through, and he just shakes his head. The blankets do sound ever so comfortable.
Perhaps you should cauterize that wound.
What is that? Burn it?
Yes.
Wouldn't the doctor do that if it was supposed to be done?
Well, I feel like he was incompetent.
He's kind of grunts. I have 11 first aid. That's not terrible.
Mm.
That's
Perhaps later.
It's gonna rest days. You can rest days and get your natural healing too.
Let's see what we have to do here.
I forget how much you get per week.
Your healing rate, it's listed on your sheet. It's usually low. It's like 3 or 4.
Shit, it's higher than that first aid.
Mine's 3.
Yeah, mine's 3 as well.
Healing rate. Yeah, every week, Sunday at noon.
I would need 2 weeks to get above 3 weeks. They get above 3/4. No matter.
So you get quote unquote healed in this tent here, guys. And as you're walking out, you see Samson with a couple of his men, and it's still very early in the morning, probably like 5 in the morning, and they're pushing, not in front of him, probably carrying, honestly, with the way his leg is, this Brockwolf guy. And he's trailing blood behind him. One of your men, Samson, has Brockwolf's helm tucked under his left arm. And Samson, you can see that even since you picked him up, Brockwolf's color looks not great. He's just pale, losing a ton of blood. God is great. Your mercy will never be forgotten, Sir Samson.
Do not worry, we will get you patched up. And has he told me the location of the tunnel?
If you've talked to him about it, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll describe an area near a stream, just not actually that far into the woods.
Yeah,
They probably gathered under cover of night, and that's why you guys didn't pick up on it.
So he's going to honor his word. He's getting him to where the surgeons are. And I promise.
I think I was getting that wrong. It's his banner that's Oriflamme, isn't it? Yeah, his sword is Joyu. Sorry.
So he takes him to the medic, who apparently is overworked and overwhelmed and exhausted based on what he sees of his 2 friends. They don't look much better than when the battle ended. But a promise is a promise. His 2 men-at-arms are doing kind of a 2-person arm carry, dragging the limp leg behind, bringing him into the tent to see what they can do to stop the horrible wound, or perhaps the festering of the wound on his leg.
Hear the physician say from behind his mask, "What do you bring me? A heathen, a pagan? I shall not soil my hands by treating him. He is no better than a demon, in my estimation. Send him with the others. Send him out into the snow to die."
He has pledged himself, his family, his children, all to God. Therefore, he is deserving of our mercy, as well as I, Sir Samson, have gave him my word that I would have him treated in exchange for some information that he has given me that the king will want to hear. So you will treat him.
He kind of looks at you and give me a what's the commoners one? Give me a standing commoners attitude.
Right.
Trying to give you guys a little more chance to get some checks. I know we
Nope.
no. So
And
he's not going to try. Yeah.
If you
That's fair.
don't, then I will. Get out of my way. And, Samson orders his 2 men-at-arms to set him down, and he kind of goes about to try and do it himself.
What are we doing commoners for?
My
No, I just wanted
men-at-arms
Samson.
Oh.
was trying to convince the
Yeah.
surgeon to do it. And since he won't do it, I'll try.
No, he would. It would just be a -5. But as you push him away, he was like, "Fine. I have good God-fearing men to tend to. If you think you can do better than me, then have at it." And he kind of disappears into the realm of all the wounded.
If Renier would have heard that, he probably would have beat him. Like,
Yeah,
do what
William
you
would have
said.
dragged him right back.
Do what you told,
It's not, the doctor thinks he's talking to some commoner.
All right, so what happens? You beat him
Yeah,
up?
does Renier hear it? He's already pissed off about, like, I'm guessing that maybe the surgeon just quickly, like, rushed over him because he's so busy. He, like, grabs him and throws him on the ground and just starts kicking him. "Be careful who you speak to, you fool!" And he'll just wail on his ribs.
Give yourself a check in cruel.
It's fine.
One of the other kind of physicians kind of comes to his aid. "What are you doing? We need as many treating these wounded as we can, and yet you kick him like a dog."
He is a dog. Be careful I do not kick you as well.
He scurries away.
Samson makes no attempt to intervene because you do not talk to the knights and nobility to like that. Even if you are a skilled commoner, you are a commoner nonetheless. And he attempts himself to treat bro.
What's your first aid?
It's 10.
I can help.
so
I
not
have
terrible.
11.
William would come up. No. The doctor should help him. He has to follow orders like everybody else. Stop kicking him so he can get up and treat him.
Yeah, he eventually stops kicking him and he's just like panting because he grabs his side. "Oh, this dumb bitch, I'll kill him." He goes and sits down again.
William will go up and grab the doctor by the back of his cuff and drag him over to where Samson and Bro is. Treat his leg.
Okay. Let me see here. What's the rules for assisting another? Play skills. Trying to find this area of assisting another. I'm never going to be able to find it in this book. Fuck it.
Let's give him a +5 or something.
Yeah, it's a +5. Just do a +5.
Me? Okay. I forgot to add the 5. I failed anyway.
So he has a pretty bad wound. He's not going to die immediately, but probably over the next several weeks, unless somebody does a successful surgery on him. That thing's going to get faster and get infected, and then he'll pass away. He goes, "Oh, It seems that my past decisions have been visited upon me. If I die here in your camp, Sir Samson, please look after mine wife, Stanfleder.
I promise you, when we take the castle, I will take Stenfleda as well as your children. And while I am no doctor, I will find someone who could perhaps look at your injury and do their best to ensure you do not pass into the next world, at least until you receive last rites by a priest.
Very well. Again, fetch me parchment and ink. I can show you exactly where this entrance is, near the stream.
Samson nods and kind of snaps his fingers towards his 2 men-at-arms to go retrieve what is needed from his camp to allow Brokewolf to show them where this entrance is into the castle.
Yeah, he does show. Kind of takes it, and his hands are shaking and there's sweat on his brow, and he folds up the parchment and kind of pushes it over at you. This tunnel will take you to behind the curtain wall, where the gates can be opened from the inside. But alas, it is well guarded. If you aim to make any use of this, your army will need to assault the castle at the same time. Go now. He passes out, either from pain or blood loss.
As he rests, Samson dries the parchment and then immediately makes for the camp of Duke Thierry and wherever the assembled, lords are, the king, to present this to them and their opportunity to end the siege well ahead of time.
What's Renier and William doing?
He's just kind of resting up. He's just tell me when we need to go. I'll be there.
Yeah, after everything, William excuses himself. He has some prayers to go make. He'd find a priest to go pray with and confess, and if not available, he'll go heckle Archbishop Turpin.
And that is a side note. Samson will fetch a priest to offer some sort of, can't do a baptism since he's hurt so bad, but something to allow Brokewolf to convert, though he may be injured, as his opportunities to do so may be extremely limited.
You eventually find Duke Thierry and let's find someone else who's right on this campaign here. Let's see, Ardon. Duke. Who was your buddy? Was it Tristan?
Tristan Bouillon.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he's there too. On his horse. No.
Of course.
Yeah, you walk into the king's tent, and Duke Thierry's there. Sir Tristan is as well. And they're going over just same thing. Trying to make ends meet with the rations, trying to figure out what's the soonest they can assault the castle using their current siege equipment and what they can build. Trying to beat out any desertion of the men. The looks on their faces are not good right now. Duke kind of turns and says, Sir Samson, what is it?
Let's see here. I'm going to roll honest to see how truthful he is. Alright, well, that's... Nope. My lord, I have discovered a way into the castle. I was out scouting after the raid, and it appears there is a tunnel by the stream here, and he kind of opens up the parchment that Brooke had written out, and he goes, if you see here, we can use this tunnel to get inside the walls. It is how the raiding party attacked us without us, our scouts seeing them. Once inside, though I believe it to be heavily guarded, we should be able to get the gate open and allow us to attack inside the castle. However, though it is a very dangerous mission, a diversionary attack on the walls of some kind should be commenced to draw perhaps most of the guards away from the gate.
The dude kind of takes the parchment and looks at it. He kind of holds it up. There's a shaft of winter light filtering through the tent, and he kind of holds it away from his face like he's maybe a little far-sighted. How do you know this information, Sir Samson? Do you know it is accurate? How did you come across this?
There was a survivor who pled for his life and wanted to turn to a life of a Christian life, and I agreed to it. And he told me that the men inside were somewhat becoming demoralized by the size of our army, and that they were using this tunnel as a means to go in and out of the castle unnoticed.
Bishop Turpins and kind of turns and, please, may I? And he takes the parchment from the Duke's hands. The Lord, He blesses us. Yes, I sense something about you, Samson del Verdun. 10 glory for this information brought to the king. It was pity that stayed the hand of Sir Samson de Verdun. His wrath against the Saxon is legendary, my king. His pity this day may rule the fate of many. Be glad that your sword was stayed, Sir Samson. This could be our key to victory, your majesty. And the king kind of takes the parchment, is making the rounds as everybody looks at it. And the king kind of puts it on the table finally. You have brought this information to us, and to you should go the glory and the leadership of this sortie. Archbishop Turpin, Duke Terry, Sir Tristan, ready your men. If it's an assault upon the walls, it's an assault upon the walls you will get. Let us know the timing, Sir Samson, and our swords will be at your back. Gather what men and what brave souls you may to venture into the subterranean hellscape with you. And perhaps this whole ghastly business will be behind us, and we will be home to our families ere Christmas.
What day of the week is it?
Yeah, I won't be home by Christmas. You guys are way too far away.
No,
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I rolled for it, yeah.
Very well, my lord. I will assemble a sortie and a group of knights to lead this attack. I will work out the details with some of the other commanders, and with your permission, on when to launch the diversionary attack, so we may commence our attack through the tunnel and open up the gate, allowing our Lord King to charge through and take the castle by force.
And King nods.
Seeing Sir Tristan as he gets his approval and they start to maybe move about their own ways. He goes to Sir Tristan. It is good to see you again, my friend. I hope there is much glory for you to be had today, and I have a proposal for you when we return to the county of Arlon.
It has been too long since we supped together, Sir Samson. Perhaps that day again will come, when, at peace, we can break bread together, perhaps share a fine wine in conversation. I am sorry to hear about your late wife. Lady Rolinga was known for her grace.
She was a kind woman, an intelligent woman. Her loss was felt greatly.
A cad woman.
Her loss will be felt, but with luck, I will find another wife in time, and I look to strengthen the relation between House Bouillon and my house as well.
Very well. The mind of Sir Samson de Verdun never stops moving, just like his armies, I hear. Your skill on the battlefield is legendary, as is your command of men.
The only thing that surpasses my skill on leading men in battle is your swordsmanship. I've seen you swing a sword. You are quite impressive, Sir Tristan.
You are also a wordsmith, I see. What of your friends, Renier, Urgi, and William? I do hope they did not come to harm in that assault overnight.
They sustained some injuries, but nothing a good Christian knight will stay down for long. I'm sure they will be anxious to get this glory and end the siege and go home, as both of them, one is a newlywed and the other married for a year with a young babe at home. I am sure they're anxious to get home and share the spoils and the adventures with their families.
Yes, I did hear the news. Renier. I never thought that Legree would marry. But, looky here. Ermeline, Lady Ermeline, yes?
Yes, Lady Ermeline, she is a lovely lady, one of the most enchanting in the land, if I do say so, and he is quite lucky to have her as a wife.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to say something, but then bites his lip back.
Samson just gives him like a knowing smile, like, yeah, bro, we all know she's a hoe.
She is indeed beautiful.
Yes. And then, of course, my friend Sir William has been wed to Lady Gislinda.
Oh, he didn't. They're not married, are they?
I thought they did.
No.
Okay, never mind. It must have been one too many blows to the head, for they are soon to be married, I hope, and when they get back, start a family, as he is getting a little long in the tooth, unlike me, who is still young and in his prime.
Very well. Well, I have business to attend to as well. I will see you on the field of battle, no doubt.
Indeed. Good hunting, and may God be with you.
And with you.
And with that, Samson kind of leaves and then goes to find William and Renier.
Yeah, Rene is stewing in his tent. I cannot believe I have been injured again. I need to retire to my manor. He's talking to himself. And just make babies all the time. That is more fun than this. I have plenty of money now. What do I need this for?
He kind of hears him mumbling to himself, and he kind of walks in. You need that because our king demands our service. Making babies is something very fun, but glory will get us more than we could ever hope for in this life and the next.
Yeah.
And I think I have a way for us to do it.
Of course you do. What danger are you going to put me in?
Great. The only kind I seem to get you in. You do seem a little banged up, but the good news is, while we were out searching for survivors, I found one who knows of a secret entrance into the castle. I need great knights to come with me, so we may get in there, take the castle by force, open the gates, and end this siege so we can get home and you can see that beautiful young wife who I am sure is just dying to see you again.
Yes, well, you said you need great knights, so I assume you will be going to get William, and I will stay here.
Incorrect. How long have we fought together? Of course I will have you by my side. Who else besides you and Sir William?
If you get me killed, I am going to haunt you from the grave.
That is only fair.
I'll be ready. I'll get my men.
Excellent. I will coordinate with William as well as some of the other people who will be leading the diversion area attack.
Fine.
With that, Samson kind of smiles and leaves Renier to his, sad sack complaining and
Right.
goes to find William in his encampment.
Yeah, William was hunting for a priest of some sort so he could get his prayers
As
and
well
stuff
as our
in order
YouTube page,
for
youtube.com/
cleansing his soul.
Sir William, I have excellent news. It seems fortune and God has smiled upon us, and I have found a secret way into the castle, a tunnel that exits by the stream, which is why we were unable to see the raiders coming for our encampment. It leads close to the gate and will allow us to open it up into the loving embrace of King Charlemagne and the Frank Knights.
Very nice. Very nice. We should take them by surprise, or they will be waiting for us.
No.
One or the other.
We will be launching a diversion area attack to allow us to draw, hopefully, some of the guards away from the gate, and that is where you, me, and Renier will come in and lead an attack.
Yes. The three of us in battle again?
As it should be.
Yes, the only way for victory. But I do feel that before we do this, we should have a player. Perhaps Archbishop himself will be happy to bless us.
A fine idea. Will give us time to prepare our men, both spiritually and physically, while I work out the details with some of the other commanders on what part of the fortress to attack to draw the guards away, yes?
Yes. I'll start runners to Turpin. Perhaps you can meet us before we launch our little sortie into the tunnel beneath the castle.
An excellent idea.
Good. Then it's settled. By the way, how is Renier doing? He was still bleeding last I seen him.
The bleeding has stopped, but the bitching has not. But what else is new with our friend Renier?
Yes. He does seem to complain an awful lot. For a lucky man, that is.
A very lucky man with such a beautiful wife, no?
Everybody seems to think so.
Indeed. Well then, Sir William, I will go and coordinate if you want to find the Archbishop, and we will get ready for our sortie for glory and God.
For glory and Charlemagne and God. And with that, William will go off to send a runner to locate Archbishop Turpin.
Near the center of camp, not far from where the wounded are being tended, there is a makeshift chapel that's been set up, and you see Archbishop Turpin leading a mass with probably a few dozen attendants. As you walk in, he's kind of circumambulating with a thing of incense, the fragrant smoke rising into the frigid air. Even inside the tent, it's cold, and outside you can hear the sound of wind whipping into a frenzy. And as you go inside, the warmth is a little bit more than on the outside, but not too much.
Yeah, William, as he steps into the tent, inhales deeply the smell of the incense, feeling the Lord. And he'll wait till the Archbishop finishes. Of course, he would also take any prayers and stuff going on. He would take part in, of course, but he waits patiently for the Archbishop to finish, so that way they can get him to bless Renier and Samson and the troops going in under the tunnel.
Congregation leaves, and Archbishop says, only but a few hours ago, I was with one of your dear friends, Sir Samson de Verdun. He came to the king with new information that had come to light. I do say, he is truly blessed, as I have said of you in the past. The host of the Lord gathers itself about you, William, and you clothe yourself in righteousness. Well, how may I help you, my boy?
I do appreciate the kind of words, Archbishop, for I do hope the Lord does bless us and does cloak us in righteousness as much as possible, for it is by his guidance that we operate. But that brings me to my current need for, as we undertake the mission to go forth into the castle through the tunnel, well, we would like a blessing. We would like a chance to bring the eye of God upon us and prove us to be successful.
I would be happy to bless your friends and yourself. Am I wrong to assume that you will be going into this tunnel, deep underground, in order to open the gates so that we might be victorious?
Yes, you're correct in thinking that. Almost like entering the gates of hell itself. To open the gates for the Lord.
Yes, yes. The symbolism is not lost upon me, my son. Gather what knights and men you will. I would be glad to bless them at this very spot.
I do thank you for that, and I know they will as well. It is always good to have someone as close to God as you playing on our side, and hopefully providing us some favor with the Lord above. But I shall do that forthwith, for we gather now, and I'll get them to come over here and see you, and we shall hopefully be successful.
Let me see. Archbishop Turpin. Love God 25. You guys might get a +5 to your prayers if he's successful in his love God.
Nice. Yeah, William would scurry off to gather everybody.
Critical.
Grit. So +10. +10 to your prayers.
Is that love Charlemagne for prayers?
Yeah.
Prayers love God. Impassioned love Charlemagne.
+10.
Prayer.
+10 for love God. Is that what we
No,
have to roll?
so prayer results. So when it comes, so if you're receiving a blessing from him, he's there to give the blessing, but because he is such a conduit, you'll get a +10 to your roll, which would be love God, if that's what you want to do.
What is that different from doing just impassioning ourselves?
I think impassioning is love Charlemagne, right?
Well,
you can use honor, love family, love God, and then there's also the prayer.
Yeah, the prayer will get you, I think, isn't it? There's two, right? You get impassion yourself, and then the prayer.
Prayer is you get a +10 if you would do a success.
well, I mean, with +10, I'm going to do it.
You can use whatever you want, but his would be a love God one. So You can do one on your own and not use
Well,
his.
there's my love god compared to...
So that's a plus
I
10. So give yourself a check.
I succeeded as well. I just didn't add the 10.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I succeeded.
God hates your ass right now. It's because you're lustful.
I rolled an 8. That's pretty good. It's just not crit. I didn't pay it to plus 10 either, so it had been 24, which doesn't matter.
So you guys are all hitting
Yeah,
it?
we all hit it.
Yeah.
So what does this look like as maybe like your men are gathered with you and Archbishop Turpin's like, I don't know, maybe meets you out like at the edge of the woods or whatever and blesses you guys. I'll let William kind of describe it since he's the religious zealot of you.
So as the men gathered, William would gather everybody, and tell them we are going to get blessed by the Archbishop himself for this dangerous undertaking of the journey into hell and to fight the pagans on their soil inside the castle. And he'd gather everybody forthwith to the edge of the forest before they embark and meet the Archbishop there and kneel down to hear his words. And it's almost like the sun came out and almost like the temperature warmed up to be a nice comfortable temperature, and the wind picked up, almost the smell of roses in the air as the Archbishop says his blessing. And then when he finishes, William will look over at Renier. Do you smell the flowers?
Yeah, you've never had a very good sense of smell.
Well, that is its blessing. That is God's favor on us.
Oh. I was praying that I got home so I could get out of this cold.
Well, surely a victory would provide that.
Exactly.
But the Lord, well, he does offer the aid. It stood up to the man.
Well, let us kill these heathens so we can be home. And perhaps we will have a wedding to attend.
Yes, that would be quite the blessing now, wouldn't it? And I'm sure as the Archbishop finishes, they would make their way into the forest to find this tunnel.
You walk with your men into the woods, a couple hundred yards to the woods, and you hear what sounds like running water. There, Samson kind of is like looking at his map, and you see kind of on the riverbank an area where all the snow looks downtrodden type of deal. And there's like a giant wood door there, just completely devoid of snow, like it's been brushed back.
As Samson is leading the group along the stream, he kind of notices what's out of place and pauses and points. Do you see there? It seems that is the entrance to our tunnel.
That or a bear's den.
God wills it. It is no bear den.
Imagine if the Saxon tricked you into getting us to all go into a hen of bears. You can go first then.
I will, because if it is bears, it will enrage me so I will kill them all and make them cloaks and come back and crucify that broke wolf.
Nonsense. He knows that there'd be trouble if we didn't return and the castle was not even alarmed at the people coming. His family would suffer greatly.
Have we seen any of his family?
They are on the inside. I have descriptions of them from him himself. I know their names. I swore to him I would find them
You know the
and
names
protect
that he
them.
gave you?
He seemed genuine in his confession to me.
Very well.
You know my hatred of Saxons, but for some reason I felt the Lord's light going through me as if a portent of things to come, so I feel compelled to believe him.
Well, let's find out.
And with that, Samson will lead the way.
You open the door. Opens with a creak, and then you boom. It thuds back in the snow as you pull it as you open it all the way. Descending down into the tunnel, you notice the steps are worn. This is something that's probably made many, many years ago. As you go through the tunnel, you might expect cobwebs and that sort of thing, but instead, there are fresh-looking footprints, probably from the recent sortie against you, not a night ago, and your boots start to slog in the mud as the go deeper and deeper into the tunnel. It starts to level out, and you notice yourself just walking, and then suddenly the light behind you disappears as you go further into the tunnel. Um, Possibly you guys have torches or something, and you just light them, and you kind of see the walls illumined with both shadows and orange and red flickering lights as you get closer and closer, and down towards the end of the tunnel, probably a couple 100 yards away, you can see a very small pinprick of light, and even echoing all the way back to you as you get closer and closer, you hear the sounds of Saxons. Whereas just months ago, the Saxon stronghold was probably filled with shouting and laughing and eating and drinking as the Saxon feasted. Now what they're talking about sounds very morose and filled with doom and that sort of thing. And you get closer and closer to this pinpoint of light, and you see, indeed, this probably comes up somewhere behind the walls as you kind of stop and decide what to do with all of your men.
Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, Samson extinguishes the torch, motioning for everyone else that has one to do the same. Once they entered the tunnel, he kind of kept a track of how many steps he had taken, knowing that they had traveled the distance necessary to get inside the curtain walls. Kind of sits and thinks and strains his ears to listen, waiting for the signs or the noises that would signal an attack had been made. Over the course of planning, they had picked a flat, approachable portion of the wall that was as far away from the gate as possible, hoping to draw a great many of the defenders away, leaving a skeleton force behind that Samson, Renier, and William and their men could overtake, thus opening the gate, allowing Charlemagne and the dukes to come charging in and finish this siege once and for all. And he sits there quietly, waiting for what was going to be the sign of the attack or the sounds of the attack, be it war horns or perhaps some siege equipment lobbing something at the walls to shake the ground beneath it to know it was time to press forward.
Renier and William.
Yeah, Rene is he's waiting behind Samson. If we go in, we should go straight to the gate.
That is the plan, to cut through anyone that is in our way and get right to the gate, as we will be at a disadvantage, as it would take a while for us to get out of the tunnel. But the quicker we get there and open the gate, the sooner we will have a much larger relief force. So yes, that is the plan.
Good. Yes, looks over to William.
Well, it sounds like a solid plan. If stuff goes south, perhaps we should designate one of us to just run for the gate to open it, while the rest of us takes the brunt of it.
He shrugs. That should probably be you, William.
But I seen the way you fight.
I am
Yes.
injured slightly. It is not a good idea to put all that on me.
That's exactly why you should run to the gate.
Fine. Get me killed.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to stop you from getting killed if it goes south. We'll take the brunt of it. One of us lives and opens the gates. Glory to Charlemagne.
Glory be to our king.
And as you say glory to be to your king, that's when you hear this giant war horn ring out. And you hear, "Take cover!" As like they have fired up the trebuchets and stuff start to break.
Well, I think that is your sign.
Samson holds up a hand. Not yet. Give them a chance to react and head for that wall. Give them just wait. Patience, my friend. And he kind of waits, in his head, visualizing the guards at the gate, hearing that the trebuchets and there's an attack advancing on a different section of the fortress, and how quickly they might run to repel the attack. And then after a few more moments of whatever initial response is, he waves the men forward.
Yeah, you see any shapes kind of at the front where like the light is, they just kind of disappear.
And as they go forward, him and his reinforced chainmail with a surcoat, is quartered red and black, and I am unbowed and I unyielding to none. For Charlemagne, for Francia, and he kind of leads them through the opening and into whatever awaits them.
As you emerge out into the open, on the far side of the wall, you just see fragments of stone explode up in the fern-like pattern, and you see one of the men get flung from the parapet. Crashes down below you, his neck obviously broken. There's certainly still some guards around the gate, but they're kind of straightening their shields. They all look very nervous as a full-out assault has been launched. There's a cutscene back to Sir Tristan and the king and the duke, kind of with all their war gear on, as they press forward towards the gate. And Charlemagne says, "I do hope Sir Samson and his friends has these gates up by the time we arrive." And Tristan says, "Don't worry, my majesty. You can count on them, I hope." And they put their shields down on their visors and press forward. Like the GIF. Like that. Chunk. I want to see who reaches the gate first. Is there like athletics or something?
I think so.
Or maybe
Athletics?
valor.
Oh, valor. There you go. Valor, reverse, or reckless.
Yeah, use valorous or reckless.
You talking to us? We're doing this?
Yeah, all of you guys. Yep.
I'm pretty reckless.
See who makes it.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Renier and I tied.
Yep. Renier and Samson get 10 glory, but William gets 20.
Ooh.
What does it look like as you open the gate? Just give me something sweet.
So we lead the men from the tunnel and start dispersing and take up arms, the battle is not failing. It's going well. So William sees an opportunity for a path and cuts a few foes on his way. They get to the gate and looks once out the parapet and sees everybody, and waves to let them know they are there, and starts raising the gate or lowering it whatever way it needs to go.
Yeah, the gate starts to open, and like everybody on the inside just kind of turns and like looks at you guys. But it's too late. It's open now. All the forces of Charlemagne press forward. For Francia! For Charlemagne! And King Charlemagne hoists Yoyu in the air. Forward attack! Samson, roll battle as all three of your guys' retinue raises their voice in unison under Samson's banner.
And that's +5 from the praying, correct?
I think
10.
it's 10.
Oh, is it 10? Okay.
Yeah, and if it's like, and you might be able to get if you crit this, you guys are going to get something even better.
God fucking damn it.
No,
Way to not crit it.
Oh my gosh.
not a crit. Not a crit. So no extra bonuses, but your guys follow you into battle, and these are going to be some really, really hard opponents.
Oh great.
Here we go. So
Dream Wolf is back.
yep. So here we go. So you're going to roll on a D10, okay? But it's basically going to be 10 and higher, okay? And they're all unmounted as you are, okay? So.
So should we just roll D10 plus 10 or?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you get anything higher than a 20, it's going to be giants. There should be
Well,
giants.
Highest one?
You wouldn't be able to get it.
You wouldn't be able to get a 1. A 1 would be.
D10
Roll
plus 10
D10.
would be, yeah, you could get a 21 then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
a
get the
D10.
30.
Well, I don't want you to get a giant. We'll stop at the berserker.
Who's
For a
afraid?
D10
One
plus 10.
D10 plus 10 is the highest you can get to Berserker.
Yeah.
I'll go first. We'll
Yeah.
see how bad this goes.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Are you ready
14.
for the stats?
That's not that bad. That's not that bad.
All
Let me
right,
get my guys. Let me get my guys ready.
His weapon damage is 7d6. That's yeesh.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be able to use his shield since he has a great axe, so that's my other bonus.
All right. What's your?
So I'm
Give it
fighting
to me.
Earth Guard. It is great axe 16,
Axe. 16. Okay.
damage 7d6,
Hang on a second. 7. Okay. Armor?
and armor 10. And I guess if he drops his great axe, he does have a shield available.
No, he won't drop that bad boy.
We should have impassioned ourselves too. For the extra
Oh, I thought
5.
that's what we did.
No, we did the prayer. The prayer gives you +10, and passion gives you +5.
No, I'm passionate myself. Fuck that, yeah.
You guys can try that too. Beware the downsides.
I'll go first for Impassion too. We'll see how
Okay.
bad this goes.
God, you got a good one.
Do we get the
19.
plus 10 on the impassioned rolls? The plus 10 from the Lord?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that
I
true?
think so.
If that's true, then I fucking crit. What does that
For the
mean?
impassioned rolls,
That seems a little crazy.
Yeah, because you could just like build them up if you did that.
Look at that, though. Look at that, boys.
You don't need no stinking plus 10.
Is that another? That's another plus 10, isn't it?
Yeah, he's at plus
yes.
20.
Well,
He's at
I'm
plus
at a
20.
total
Plus 20.
of plus 15 because I'm hurt, but yeah.
Oh,
All right. All right.
At least I got it.
Hey.
I was worried there for a minute.
Look at that.
Oh.
That's my
You
All right.
lucky
dude I'm
bastard.
fighting. So, yeah, sword 14.
All right, hang on a second here. 11. Oh man, you got.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Oh, he's
So
got
Oh,
a
yeah,
great
yeah,
sword.
wrong guy, yeah. Great Axe 15.
Great axe. 14, you
15.
said. 15.
66 damage.
Okay. 6.
4 armor. He does have a shield, but he can't use it unless he's...
Horse. Oh, never. Nothing.
4 armor.
Nothing. Horse.
Mhm. I like fighting guys with 4 armor.
All right. And Sam, let me pull you out, guy. Make your roll. Deep 10 plus 10. Oh!
Oh, Sam.
What's he?
He's never going to get the touch of a woman.
The mounted Edel the Jury, whatever, or Jarl. Wow.
Jarl?
Jarl. He has a sword 19. Lands 15, doesn't matter.
Almost. Here's Big King.
66.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
go ahead.
Wait, what's his sword? Is this thing? Big
Yeah,
one?
it's 19, yeah.
Okay.
He does 66 damage.
Oh, it's not that bad.
And then 10 armor and a shield. Yeah, no, I was one away from having bad.
Anglo-Saxon names, male name. His name is Unfert.
Sounds awful lot like a name from West Sax.
No place exists like that.
All right, and you roll battle for this round. Okay, here we go.
I need to roll battle, you said? Again?
Oh no, you already did. You already
I
did.
was going to say, I thought I did.
Yep. You go first, Samson.
Yep, so I'm at plus 15. $16 with my sword. That's a crit, technically.
Sure is.
What's your damage?
36.
26. Kill. What's it look like?
Samson leading the
You got,
fray.
these are all like 10 glory guys too, by the way.
This is first blood, and he wants to be the one that gets the credit. And though William was first to the gate, Samson was the first kill, bringing his sword down in a horrific manner, almost bisecting him as he plops to the ground. His Saxon men horrified at the ease at which Samson defeated him.
Renier.
My goodness.
Can't even crit.
It's not good. Not good at all.
Got him.
No, he got me.
Yeah.
24.
18. Let's see. So I take 6 more damage. And 1 damage to my shield. Look here. 6 damage. Puts me at a little bit more than half, not quite at half. So, yeah, he injures me. Has he got a battle? Yeah, Renier is just gets knocked. One of his men gets overzealous and kind of pushes him forward, and he's not ready. And this guy just hammers into him. He barely gets his shield up in time, and yeah, he gets knocked down too. Wonderful.
William.
All right. Crit.
Big time crit.
Yeah, it was a crit upon a crit. So that's 66. Was it 36?
Yeah, but he gets to roll to see if he gets the block.
Yeah, he might crit.
True.
He can still block some of it, soak some of it. Yeah, he
Yep.
soaks some.
16, isn't it?
With the armor 10.
10, 16. Yeah, you would take 16 of it. So what was it? What was yours? 36?
Yep.
So he takes 20.
20,
He's
yep.
gotta roll dex.
Actually, 20. I'll break it down to 5. That's unconscious.
Well, he's as good as dead.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah, William would
It's a 10 glory.
remove his head from his body.
He's unconscious. You can't do that.
Damn it. He will, trust me.
Oh, you can spend another next round
Nah.
because you guys can keep rolling. You got 4 rounds. You got 4 rounds of this.
Samson yells
At least.
to William, "Help Renier!" as he moves on to his next target.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. King Charlemagne. Battle. Going well still. Yes. Samson. Roll battle.
Alrighty. Still can't crit. Oh wait, that is a crit, sorry.
All right. Hang on a second. It's a crit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think his special is 5.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Yeah, 5 or higher is a crit.
You can seek a special melee event if you would like.
Oh god.
Find a berserk.
Giant time.
You want to end it?
Get the
Do it! I'm doing it! Special melee event.
You want to try to end it by fighting the
Do it.
chief?
Yep, we're gonna do it. Fuck it.
All right. What does it look like? Role play it for me as I find you a good cut token.
As Samson, orders his men about and has William help Renier, he sees someone who clearly has the looks of a leader, someone who is in charge, as he orders the Saxons about it. And he sees perhaps if he takes on this individual and defeats him, that could collapse the morale and end the battle. And with that, he shouts, "Unyielding!" as he kind of makes his way through the scrum towards this insane warrior.
Which berserker is it? Sword 30 or sword 35?
Roll 1d2.
Oh boy.
35.
All right, read his stats for me. Let me find his name too. because his name's
Dreamwolf,
Dreamwolf
2 Electric
Jr..
Boogaloo. Let me find there we are.
35
What was
sword.
it?
All right, you ready?
Elwin the Brewer.
Sword 35.
All right, hang on, I gotta do Elwin the Brewer.
It's a bit of a disappointing name.
35?
35.
Oh,
Thank
All
God
right.
you prayed.
sword 35.
Damage 76.
7.
Yep. And
Okay.
10 armor, shield, yes.
This guy crits at 5.
And I crit at an also high number, or low number.
For your sword?
Is it-
I crit at 8 or higher.
Please roll an 8.
All right. All right. You need to roll for your next enemy, William. D10 plus 10.
I'm gonna help Renier if he needs it. I'll roll for 1 just in case, though. Or I'll fight 2. It don't matter.
I still have plus 10 on my next attack. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Oh no.
Same as last time, Bo.
I'm fighting an 11 and I'm the
Unfert
one
gets
getting
back up.
killed. By Snatch Rock. Snatch Rock the
Kalunoth.
killer.
All right. Tell me his stats there.
Sword 19. 66 damage. 10 armor. And a shield. Same as Fart down there.
All right. You want to go first, Samson?
Boy.
Yep, we'll do
You know you have all these
right.
special things you can do, right? With combat and all this. You fight defensively.
No, I feel good. I'm feeling good.
That's how I felt on the drawbridge.
You're alive, aren't you?
This is another 20. This is another 20 glory thing. It might be more. I think she might be more glory
no.
for raising the drawbridge. Even
On the
It's
shit,
not a
man.
great roll.
it's not. It's not
Please
a
roll
crit.
1
Hello.
or 4.
He has a sword, I think.
Roll 4 or below.
Yeah, sword.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh,
yes!
shit.
Yes! Yes!
A fumble?
That is a fumble.
No, that's not a fumble.
Oh, no, that's a 20 is a fumble. You're right. My bad. But
It's
I do
just a-
damage him.
He has a shield.
So
it's
7 damage.
Yeah, 16 soak.
So 7 damage minus 1 to his shield.
7. So, I'm so bad at math.
What are you trying to do?
So he's at less than 3/4.
Minus 5. Yes. Now he
Six
only gets a
negative
crit
5.
on 10 or 10 plus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something. What's it look like?
Oh, hey, Andy, have him do a knockdown. Unless his size is higher than 23.
No, it's not. Nobody's just...
Giant, maybe.
Mine isn't yet.
Come on. Of course.
negative.
Of course.
They're the most...
So as this berserker comes out, he's just going ham with his sword, and Samson finds himself on the defensive, but at the last moment he kind of sees an opening and slashes, and it's not a terrible wound, but it's enough to get the man's attention, and he backsteps a little, kind of regaining his composure before beginning another series of relentless attacks.
Snow rock. Snow rock. Snow rock.
Snatch Rock.
Right.
Snatch rock.
Ooh.
Good, good.
Very nice.
Crit.
And a crit.
5d6, so...
30. He does not have a shield. That is a death by 1.
Yeah, Renier, instead of getting up, he's actually on one knee, and he actually throws his spear right through the guy's chest, just because maybe he wasn't expecting it, but Renier just kind of chucks it, and it sticks in the guy's chest, and Renier gets up to his feet and pulls it out, looks around, a bit confused and in pain.
William.
All right.
Oh, you're on your feet? I ain't giving myself my penalty.
I wasn't
Oh, well.
before, no. I wasn't.
All right, William.
Crit.
Is he a sword or axe? I can't remember. Hang on, let me look.
Sword.
Yeah, sword 19. Oh, he's good.
Let's see how good.
Yeah, he has to roll 19. Not that good. So that's 36.
Nope. 36 minus 16 takes 10.
Yep. No, it would be
He takes 20.
20.
20?
Yep.
That's unconscious.
Same as his friend. I just batter him down and he falls on fart down there.
Unfurt. Unfart.
Heap of bodies.
10 more glory, man. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Get to the
Pile 'em
chopper.
You have 4 rounds to get through. You've gone through what, 2? All right. All right. 5 more round. 5 more glory to everybody. King Charlemagne.
Not a crit.
Not a crit. Still going pretty good though. All right, Renier and William need to roll for more foes.
God.
Do I do a battle roll?
Yeah, you can. Although I don't think you're going to want to take out another special.
Yeah, right.
I fight Snatch Rock's brother.
Another 2 round fight.
I'm gonna do battle. Not that it's gonna help. I'm just curious. No crit.
Regular. Okay.
Snatch Rock's brother has Great Axe.
Which?
15.
Hang on a second here. All right. Axe 15.
66. 4 armor.
Oh man, weak.
That's what he said about the last guy,
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah.
I killed him.
You killed him. His name is simply Walden. I'm doing this so we can go back and see the names of all the people you've slain. 16. What's that? Hearthguard, probably.
Another Jarl.
Another Jarl.
Or Ethan Lingue, whatever. Sword 19.
Linguy.
Yeah, sword 19.
His damage is
Hang on
terrible.
a second here.
Yeah.
And then 4d6 damage. Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
And then 10 armor and shield. He has a double cross on him, though. I don't know what that means.
That means that you get more glory for killing him. What was his armor you said? 10?
10. With shield.
That's weird. He sucks. Like his
Did I
damage sucks.
Damage sucks. Yeah. This is the 3rd round?
Yep.
So in other words, Tets keeps fighting my Jarls.
Squires, yeah.
Fires.
They don't have squires.
Attendant.
They're bed slaves.
I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna find some extra fun things I can do. Uncontrolled attack. That sounds like a very berserker thing.
He's practicing.
All right, let me get my roll up for my bro here. That is a crit.
See, he's still standing. Oh, he gets -5, doesn't he?
Yep.
And he's a sword.
So his new threshold is 10.
No,
He didn't get it. He didn't get a crit.
no.
Jesus.
So that'd be 36 damage to him. And he already had -1 on his shield, so that's 15. So what, 21 damage?
Tell me what it looks like as you kill him.
So whatever insane heathen, bloodlust is running through his veins, it is short-lived as a Christian knight, and whatever prayers were said by the Archbishop Turpin has filled Samson with a holy light, and perhaps it's the gleam off his armor or his sword, but Elwyn is blinded just long enough that a sword strike comes across the chest, followed by a opposite stroke across his midsection, and as he instinctively doubles over, a final sword blow comes down on his collarbone, and Samson hacks again and again until he stays down, blood covering the front of his chainmail, and he raises his sword triumphantly for all those to see. He has slain what appears to be their war chief.
20 glory. Plus a crit. Ten more glory as Charlemagne recognizes you. King Charlemagne, you see him like riding up here, like onto, like almost in front of the gate, and he sees you strike down this massive man. See, Sir Samson of Verdun, see the brave men of Franconia fight. He hoists his sword into the air. He's still on his horse, and the horse spins around, and he just brings his sword down repeatedly on the heads of everyone around him, friend and foe. Like no, the Saxon's head split open like so many in Goblin videos, like skulls split. On me, through the walls and into the keep. And you see Duke Thierry and Tristan form up on the king. They form like a wedge and just storm through the walls and followed by everybody else as they're just pushed back towards the keep. Looking back through the keep, you actually see women like on top start to throw themselves off onto the ground. And after this round, it'll be over. Renier.
Plus 15 on my attack.
Crit. You got him. What does it look like as you kill him?
Yeah, he picks up, he pulls out the spear of the other guy, and this guy kind of comes behind him, and he just backhands it, like stabs backwards into the guy's stomach, and runs him through as well.
What do you do as like the king and everybody kind of ride past you into the inner area of the fortress?
He just watches, and in the back of his mind he's pleased because he knows unless something goes terribly awry, he's going home soon.
William. Oh, you're gonna have him for sure.
+5. So yeah,
That is a crit.
yeah, right. 15 minus 15.
Yep.
It is 36. I only added in my 10.
Does it look like?
So yeah, William fighting on top of bodies of his unconscious foes. Gets another lucky hit on his new foe and renders him, what William thinks is dead, but unconscious again, and another body onto the pile as he looks around looking for his next foe to come, realizing that the battle is won. Ah, the Lord did bless us, friends. Charlemagne is in. Our enemies are vanquished.
Renier.
As Charlotte.
Renier just pumps his spear into the air once and then sighs and leans on it.
As Charlemagne and the Duke and Sir Tristan go and storming the keep, Samson stabs his sword into the earth, pulling out a knife and going about to the grisly work of decapitating the war chief Elwyn as a trophy of his success in ending the siege. Before sheathing the knife and the sword, he heads towards the keep to where the women are jumping to their deaths rather than be taken prisoner or ravaged by the French knights or Frankish knights. And he kind of calls out, Stenfleder! Stenfleder, hear me! I speak on behalf of your husband, Broquolf. Where are you?
You see a, let me see here. Is there anybody in ladies that I haven't used yet?
There's none of them that Renier hasn't used.
The Weaver, maybe.
Find there. I can find one. I am not a robot. I am not a robot.
He lied. It's actually Lady Mocktail. Kill her.
She's a brunette. Oh, let's make her kind of cute. Let's find her. There you go. Looks pretty innocent. What was her name?
Stenfleda. Stenflada.
Stenfleda. Token stamp. Fast, I'm moving here. Fingers just flying over the keys, making tokens for my players. Even though the download is unsafe, I will keep it. Download, and I will drag and drop her. Probably going to be huge. Let's see.
That's a huge bitch.
Stenfleda. Encourage her to jump. Yeah, she's like on top of the keep, and she has like 3 boys kind of gathered about her blouses, and she kind of looks down. I am Stenfleda!
I rescued and saved your husband, Broquolf. I promised him I would see you and your children to safety. Come. You are under the protection of Samson of Verdun. No one will harm you.
Where is my husband? I see him not.
He
Instead,
was
I see many Christian demons swarming about our fortress like so many termites. A curse upon
Now
you!
you are a Christian.
Your husband said you and him and his family are willing to convert to Christendom to save yourselves from this death and seek the light of God. I have come to offer our holy God's protection. Now come, he is recuperating from injuries he sustained.
Kind of looks at you and looks down at her children. Rather than leap to her death and leave her children behind, she kind of backtracks, and within moments you see her with many of the others like fleeing out of the keep. She's trying to run away from you still, but you easily kind of catch her and the boys.
Do not make me run after you. I promised your safety. I will deliver you to your husband soon enough. Do not flee.
Turns on me. Boys, stop here! How do I know I can trust you?
If you could not
Elwin said you have desecrated our Irminsul. You might be destined to the seven hells.
No, only the true God decides who goes to heaven and who hell, not your pagan gods and your trees. You will meet our Lord and our priest soon enough, and you will understand the error of your ways and embrace Christendom. That I can swear to you. And if I was here to doom your harm, I would not be having this conversation. I would be sharing you with my men and killing your sons, but I am not. I give you my word.
I will accept your graciousness. I will accept your mercy, but I do it only grudgingly. For I wish to see my husband again. And know this. If you lie to me,
If he lies to you, then there's nothing you can do. So how about you just shut up and get on with it?
oh! And as you say that, like all the give yourself a check in attitude commoners. they all laugh. Ah! But yeah, she'll go with Samson. So eventually, the fortress is taken. The fortress of Eresburg and Saxony, my friends, is subdued.
Huzzah!
Yes. We will figure out how much loot you get and that sort of thing. And unless there's any more role play, we can. You want to do winter phase real quick?
When is winter phase really quick? It is not.
Yeah, I just want to be in bed by 2.
I don't care.
Otherwise, we'll call it a night.
Let's do winter phase next time.
Yeah.
Man, probably a good idea. I gotta find my sheet for... Didn't we get loot last time when we won the battle? I can't find where I wrote that.
I did.
I did level up my glory though. I'm over 4,000 now.
It'll be a good winter. It'll be a good winter.
4,062 boys.
Nice.
I probably gotta make Stenflated, don't I?
Yeah, so did I.
You're over 4,000 too.
Hilariously enough, the picture of Stenfleda in that play-by-post I play is my character's aunt, and I've been trying to kill her for like 3 years. So as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, "Die, bitch!"
This chick's your aunt? She looks a little young to be an
Yeah.
aunt.
Yeah, she's like 20 years my uncle's junior.
Gotcha.
This Aesop game.
That
Yeah.
that token is from that old Aesoph like a Facebook game. I'm pretty sure. Do you remember the one I'm talking about? It was like it was almost like oh, what are those fucking old like old Facebook games you could play? Oh God, I can't, like Mafia Wars.
Oh, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
it was, but there was a Game of Thrones one, and they had some. Maybe the art's not, but the art was pretty shitty. I remember. That reminds me of it. Maybe it's not quite as bad as that though. Anywho. I am ending the recording.